Beautiful morning. Well, the dogs are a different story. In the Philippines, that's a given. Just had an offer to buy one of those sofa beds for 6,500 pesos. Sofa bed, building tricycles, or trikes, they call. Go ahead. The music is coming from this trike, you know? Yeah, well, what can you say? It's a beautiful piece of equipment. It's a beautiful piece of equipment. Crossing the road here can be dangerous. Green rice fields. This is the second time I've seen these planted since I've been here. What? 6 months, 8 months. 2 harvests. Maybe another after this one harvest in another 30 days or so. 30, 45 days. Wow. Mountains today. Clouds early in the morning. Normally these clouds don't get this far into the sky. They come from that direction there, this way. And that direction there, this way. As the sun rises from this direction. But normally this time in the morning they're not this far over. Normally they're back by the mountains. Maybe midday, 1 o'clock, they arrive here. But it's not normal times. These are not normal times. Nobody here, well, I shouldn't say nobody, but most people here don't burn firewood. So, no firewood. They cut this tree. And they will collect this garbage later. This tree also cut yesterday as I was walking. That's how the traffic works here. Very few traffic lights. But back to those changes that you see taking place in the atmosphere. Whoa. All these are roosters. Fighting roosters. See, they're being trained at being raised. See, about 12 of them. Maybe, wow, more than that. Probably about 20 of them. Anyway, continue my walk. The changes going on, not only in the atmosphere, but everywhere around us. That cycle of life, that circle as they call it. Everything goes in cycles. We're faced today with people are calling epic proportions. I've heard it in the titles, The Fourth Turning, Black Swan. And the Black Swan, what they meant by Black Swan is that it doesn't happen, or it doesn't happen very often. And there are certain elements that it goes through a cycle. It's like an eclipse. The moon might go around the earth many, many times, but that one great eclipse don't occur very often. And then there's another one where the moon appears to be a different color. Just cycles. And there are times when you see what they're calling a refugee crisis. But it's not a refugee crisis. It's something that was created to get people to move. Europeans dying off in need of a new gene pool. And it so happened that, hey, they sitting on all the people who we need to strengthen our genes are sitting on all the commodities that we need to build everything that we want. And we want to control those commodities. So, war. And they found that when war comes to an area, that people move. Most people will move instead of fight for the land that they are living on. So the choice of war was easy. No. Another offer to buy sofa beds. Anyway, they found that people will move rather than fight for their land. So guess what? A war started. But the war lasted longer and cost more than expected. And then other events began to pop up that will also create that's my wife's auntie. Well, my wife, yeah, dad, sister, yeah. Anyway, other events start cropping up. You spend $1 billion here and $1 billion there, and you pay off this person, you pay off the next person. All this is a cycle in history. And it all come together. The economic system, you overspend. The political system, the antagonism and the hatred that built up over the years because you started out pretending to give people freedom. All except one, you said. And he can't have freedom because he's not a man. Never expecting that one day the cost of that error will come back to haunt you. The blood of the people who were murdered is calling for revenge. And instead of apologizing and say, you know what, let's make it right, he doubled down and said, well, you gotta blame my father for that. He's dead. I'm not responsible. But the house you live in don't belong to you. It's taken from somebody else. You came into the neighborhood, looked at all the houses, chose the one that you wanted, killed all the people in the house and took it. Took their cars, their bicycles, everything. And their children come up and say, we want be compensated for it, and you double down. Create an army that's going to do whatever is necessary to keep these people down. It's too expensive now to keep the rest of the world in check. And there's an argument now about who's going to rule over the demise. But all this has happened already in history. You look at, let's go back to places that you've heard about and known. Babylon. They said that Babylon fall. If you believe the book, Babylon fell from within. It was destroyed from within. And there was a certain people there who controlled even the king. They came into the country with nothing, and then rose up and took over the kingdom, destroyed it from within. Persia, Greece didn't suffer the fate, but it was still destroyed when the one person who held it together died. Assyria did, Rome did, Britain, Germany did, and now America is doing the same thing. The people who came in and destroyed the country from within. The attitude that we have to control everything, economically, what they call politically, but it's still religion. What they call democracy is a religion now. You believe in it. You trust it to provide you with everything that the so-called religion will give you. The so-called God that you see advertised, he's supposed to give you all those things that you need. But democracy will give you everything you need now. And democracy is run by this one nation. It tells you what democracy is. What rights you have. No matter where are you in the world, it dictates what it is. So it's a religion. And the God is worshipped. If you don't believe the God is worshipped, you ask any people on the planet, where would they love to live? And see their reaction. They might not know on the map where it is, but they've heard of it. Very few people will say, I want to stay where I am. So we have this problem people are calling the black swan. And it's caused by the need to control the whole planet. To do whatever deemed that this one person sees fit or sees necessary, deemed necessary, that everyone else should do. And the same book that told you about Babylon told you about this one man, and he's got 7 heads. And you can see the story. And people will believe that this story was written by one people. That's another story within itself. But the one man at the heart of it sees all men on the earth as being below him. He was given the right to rule the whole earth. The American experiment is shaking because of the need for profit, the enslavement of one man. The foundation of all that was built is that one man. And today that whole foundation is shaking. And they're blaming that one man. Funny thing is now that they're looking at that one man as the swing. He is the one whose vote is going to give us the next president of the United States. And the funny thing is that one man is fighting. There's a war going into that community between that one man and the woman who birthed him. The woman chose one slave master and the other one, and the man, some changed, not all of them, they have decided, you know what, we had enough of this slave master, he's not treating us well, maybe the other slave master will do it. And the women are all upset. I'm going to come back with the second part of this story. But until then, have a great day wherever you are. Peace. As you can see, the sky is rapidly changing, and I can feel raindrops. I have to head back home. Peace.